না নিউটন একটু বেশি। তো 3000 বলেন তো 1500 বলেছে কর্মসা বাসন মা 1500। সেটা এই 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 Good afternoon all. Am I audible? Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yes, good afternoon, sir.
So I'll request all of you to join in time. It's already 3 minutes past 1:10. Okay, so just I'm summarizing whatever I have discussed after the last class, then I'll be starting today's topic. So in the last class, I have discussed what are the conditions to check whether a given function is analytic or not. So you know that there are two conditions. The first of all, the partial derivatives of first order must satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation, as well as all the partial derivatives must be continuous. If both the conditions are satisfied, then we can say that the function will be analytic. Okay, and I have also shown through different examples that if any one out of these two conditions is not satisfied, then the function will not be analytic. So for function to be analytic, both the conditions obviously must be satisfied. So I have given one example where I have shown that the function is analytic, and the second example I have shown that although the function is satisfying the Cauchy-Riemann equation at origin, but since the function the partial derivatives are not continuous, that's why function is not analytic or is not differentiable at a given point. Okay. So today I'll be discussing one more type of functions, that is called as the harmonic functions, and I'll discuss what is the relationship between harmonic function and analytic function, and by using the properties of harmonic function, how we can verify whether a given function is analytic or not. So today through harmonic function we'll be studying another tool to verify whether a given function is harmonic or not. Okay, so let me share my screen first. So can you see the blank screen?
Yes, sir.
Oh. So today we'll be discussing the harmonic function. So this is a harmonic function. So we have already discussed what is the analytic function, and here we'll be discussing what is the relationship between analytic function and harmonic function. So first, what is the definition of harmonic function? So harmonic function is valid only for function of two real variable. It is not applicable for entire function of complex variable. Rather, it is applicable for function of two real variable. So a function of two real variable fxy is said to be harmonic function if del 2 f del x2 is equals to 0. That means we need to find out the second order partial derivative of a given function with respect to x and with respect to y. If I add them, if this gives a value 0, then we say that the function is harmonic function. So just I am giving one example. Let us consider this function fxy equals to x square minus y square. So what is del f del x here? What is del f del x?
2x
2x. Del f del y
minus 2y.
minus 2y. Del
Hmm.
2 f del x2. Then we need to differentiate del f del x with respect to x once more.
2
So this is 2. And del 2 f del y2 is minus 2.
minus 2.
So here, if we add both, this is giving us 0. So that's why this function of two real variable fxy, which is defined by x square minus y square, is a harmonic function. Now if I consider this function, what is del f del x? What is del f del x? Del f del x means we need to
2x y
differentiate
square.
x keeping y constant. So this is 2x y square. Del f del y
2
2y x square. Del 2 f del x2. When you differentiate this with respect to x again,
2y square.
y square. So here del 2 f del x2 plus del 2 f del y2. So will it be harmonic or not?
No, sir.
So this will not be harmonic function because for any arbitrary value of x and y, this is not satisfying this condition. So in that way, we can verify whether a given function of two variable, whether it is becoming harmonic or not. In that way. Now, why we will study this? What is the relationship between analytic function and harmonic function? So let's say fz be an analytic function. Since fz is an analytic function, so fz can be expressed in the real and imaginary part. So uxy is the real part and ivxy is the imaginary part. Now if fz is analytic function, then both u and v must be harmonic functions. Okay, so if fz be an analytic function, then fz can be represented in the form of real part and imaginary part, u plus iv. Then u and v both are harmonic functions. So if fz is analytic, then always u and v will be harmonic functions. Just I am giving one example. So let us consider fz equals to z square. Now already we have verified previously that fz equals to z square is an analytic function. This is known. So here we are assuming that this is an analytic function, because you can show it easily that partial derivatives are satisfying the Cauchy-Riemann equation, as well as all the four partial derivatives are becoming continuous, so it will be an analytic function. So if I segregate this in real and imaginary part, then z should be x plus iy, this is whole square. So if I segregate this real and imaginary part, this will be x square plus y square into I into 2x. So that is your u, that is your v. So here uxy is x square minus y square. So already we have shown that x square minus y square is an harmonic function, we have shown. So we are just verifying this theorem. That means if z be an analytic function, then both of its real and imaginary part will be harmonic. So we need to verify only for v. So what is vxy? Vxy is here 2xy. So what is del v del x? What is del v del x?
2y,
2y.
2y,
Then del v del y?
2x,
2x,
2x. Then del 2v del x2?
2,
Not 2, it
0,
will be 0, because we need to
0,
differentiate this with respect to x again. So now this is a function which contains only y. So x
both
is
both will be
absent.
0.
So this will be treated as constant while we are differentiating partially with respect to x. So this will be 0 and this will be
0.
0. So here del 2v del x2 plus del 2v del y2 equals to 0. So here we have verified that u and v both are harmonic functions. Okay. So in general way, how we can verify that? So just I have shown this that the theorem is valid through an example. Now we want to give a general proof. So through a general proof, we'll show that this theorem is verified. So in general, if we want to show that, so first it is given that fz is analytic. So fz is u plus iv. So this is analytic. Now what do you want to show? We just want to show that u and v both are harmonic. So since fz is analytic, so u and v will satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation. That means del u del x equals to del u del y, sorry, del v del y, and del u del y equals to del v del x. Now if I differentiate this is a 1, this is 2. If we differentiate this with respect to x, then what we will get? What we will get? That means we are differentiating both sides with respect to x. That means this will be differentiated partially with respect to x. This will be differentiated partially with respect to x. That means this will be del x of del u del x equals to del x of del v del y. So what will be this? What is the notation of this? del x of del u del x, that means the partial second order partial derivative of del u del x with respect to x. So what is the notation?
Del 2u by del x square.
Del 2u del x2, not square, del x2. And this is, we are differentiating del v del y with respect to x.
Del 2v by del x del y.
Del x del y. Similarly, if I differentiate this with respect to y, what will get? Left hand side,
Del 2u by del y2.
del y2, and this will be minus del 2v del y del x. So these two are called as the mixed partial derivative. So I think you have studied in first semester that these two mixed partial derivative will not be always equal. So there is a particular condition. If this is satisfied, then only these two will be equal. So can anyone tell me what is the condition for which these two will be equal? Do you know? Because here we are differentiating v with respect to y first, then with respect to x. Here we are differentiating v with respect to x first, then with respect to y. So in all these cases, these two will not be equal. Okay. So can anyone tell me what is the condition for which these two will be equal? Hmm? Have you studied this in first semester while you have studied the multivariable differentiation? Hmm?
We have studied.
Okay, these two will not be
Sir,
always equal.
I guess we forgot, sir.
Can you remember that these two is not are not always equal?
Yes, sir.
Always these two will not be equal. So there is a particular condition. So what is the condition? That all the first order partial derivative, that is del u del x, del u del y, del v del x, del v del y, all should be continuous. If all are continuous, then only these two will be equal. Now here, since it is given that fz is analytic, so what are the consequences for a function to be analytic? So consequences are, it will satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation as well as all the four partial derivatives are continuous. So since all the four partial derivatives are continuous, these two will be equal. Since these two will be equal, so now if I add these two equations, del 2x del x2 plus del 2u del y2. So this will give us the value 0 because this equals to minus of this. So that's why this is harmonic function. Now we need to show that v is also harmonic. So what we will do, we will differentiate the first equation with respect to y, because we need to show that del 2v del y2 plus del 2v del x2 equals to 0. So to show that, we need to differentiate this with respect to y, otherwise we will not get del 2v del y2. So if I differentiate this with respect to y, the first equation I will get del 2u del y del x equals to del 2v del y2. Similarly, if I differentiate 2 with respect to x, we will get del 2u del x del y equals to minus del 2v del x2. Now again, since del u del x del u del y are continuous, so these two will be equal. As fz is analytic, so all the partial derivatives are continuous, that's why these two will be equal. Since these two are equal, so if I join them, so I will be getting del 2v del x2 plus del 2v del y2 equals to 0. So this is a general proof. So this might come in the exam, that if fz is an analytic function, then so that both the real and imaginary part of that function will be harmonic functions. So in the previous case, I have shown by an example. So just I have shown by an example for z square, I have shown that u is harmonic, v is harmonic. So here in general case, we can prove in that way. Is that clear? Is that clear or not?
Yes, sir.
Now the reverse thing here is also true. Let fz be a function of complex variable. We don't know whether fz is analytic or not. Now if so fz means, since it's a complex valued function, so there will be real and imaginary part. So let's say use the real part, we use the imaginary part. Now if u and v are harmonic and fz satisfies CR equation, that means del u del x equals to del v del y and del u del y. So if u and v are harmonic and fz satisfies the Cauchy-Riemann equation, then fz is analytic. Okay, so that's why this is another tool to check whether a given function is analytic. So the first necessary and sufficient condition which we have studied earlier, so by using that we can check whether a given function is analytic or not. So apart from this thing, you can use this tool also to verify whether a given function is analytic or not. So how you can verify? So the function is given arbitrarily, so you need to check whether the real and imaginary parts are becoming harmonic or not, and if they satisfy the Cauchy-Riemann equation as well, then we can say that the function fz which is given earlier will be an analytic function. Okay, is that clear, the definition or theorem?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I am giving one example. So let us consider fz is a function that is defined as e to the power z. So you know that in the previous example, whenever I have discussed how to check whether a given function is analytic or not, we have shown that this function is analytic. But here we will assume that we don't know whether this is analytic or not. So by this aforesaid theorem, we will be verifying whether this given function is analytic or not. So this is a function. We need to verify whether fz is analytic or not. What is fz equals to e to the power z? So we need to separate the real and imaginary part. So z means x plus iy. So this is a reaction. Sin y. So to verify whether it is analytic or not by the previous theorem, first we need to show that these two are harmonic. Then we need to show that this is satisfying the Cauchy-Riemann equation. Okay. So what is del u del x? What is del u del x?
E to the power x cos y.
To the power x cos y, because cos y will be fixed. The derivative e to the power x is e to the power x with respect to x. And del u del y?
E to the power x minus sin y.
And del v del x?
E to the power x sin y. E to the power x cos y.
Cos y. Now it will be del 2x del y2. Then that means you need to differentiate this again with respect to x. So
e
what
to
do
the
we get?
power x cos y.
Huh?
E to the power x cos y.
Yeah, because it is fixed, it will be differentiated. Then del 2 del y2 minus e to the power x sin y, because sin y will be fixed because we are differentiating this. Sorry. Minus e to the power x cos y, because we are differentiating this with respect to y partially again. So e to the power x will be fixed. Sin y, differentiation of sin y is cos y with respect to y. Then del 2 b del x2 e to the power x sin y. And del 2 b del y2
E to the power x minus sin y.
now if you join both, there is 0. This is 0. So here this is satisfying the Cauchy Riemann, both are harmonic. So the first condition is verified here. Means u and v are harmonic. So number 2 we need to verify here whether they are satisfying the Cauchy Riemann equation. So Cauchy Riemann equation is obviously verified because del u del x equals to del v del y and del u del y equals to minus del v del x. So Cauchy Riemann equation is also satisfied. So whatever we have discussed previously are verified. So uv are harmonic as well as fz satisfies the Cauchy Riemann equation. That's why the function with which you have started earlier will be an analytic function. So in the previous example, by using the necessary and sufficient condition, already we have shown that this function is analytic. So here also we can show by this tool. So there are two methods so far you have studied. So as per your choice, you can use anything to show or to verify whether a given function is analytic or not if the problem is given in the exam. Okay, have you understood? Have you understood or not?
Yes, sir.
So I'm asking all of you, is there any problem for anyone?
Sir, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Now another important thing here we can observe, that is if a function fz is given, so you know that in order to frame any complex valued function we need both real part and imaginary part. So without real part and imaginary part we won't be able to construct a function of complex variable. That means complex valued complex function we can't frame. Okay. So u and v both are required. So if fz is analytic, then if I know u, we can identify v, and vice versa. That means if we know v, then we can identify u. So this is only possible if the function which we are trying to frame is an analytic function. If the function is analytic, then if I know the real part, obviously I can find out the imaginary part. If I know the imaginary part, I can find out the real part. So both real and imaginary part are not required to frame an analytic function. If I know one, from that I can actually construct the entire the complex valued function. So actually there are three methods. So by using these three methods, or we will be studying these three methods to find out this thing. That means if the real part is given, how to find out imaginary part. If the imaginary part is given, how to find out real part. So now since here fz is an analytic function, so obviously the real and imaginary part, as I have discussed earlier, will be harmonic functions. So here since u and v both are harmonic, so u is said to be as harmonic conjugate of v. And similarly, which conjugate of u. So the three methods which will be studying. So there we'll be studying how to find out harmonic conjugate, because since FZ is analytic, so as per the definition, u and v are called as the harmonic conjugates of each other. So by these three methodologies, we'll be studying how to find out the harmonic conjugates. Okay. So I think I'll be discussing these methods in the next class. Okay. So do you have any kind of doubts till now, whatever we have discussed?
No, sir. No notes.
Okay, so regarding the first semester syllabus, so whatever I have discussed till today's class will be the syllabus for first mid-semester examination from my part. So you know that in maths, 3 teachers are taking classes. So to know others part, you need to talk to them direct. Okay, so from my part, from the module 1, whatever I have discussed till today's class will be the syllabus. Okay. Okay, let me take your attendance manually first, then I will be sharing the exam codes. Rule number 1. Rule number 1, are you present? Rule number 2,
Present, sir.
3,
Present, sir.
4,
Present, sir.
5,
Present, sir.
6,
Present, sir.
7,
Yes, sir.
8,
Present, sir.
9,
Present, sir.
10, 10. হ্যাঁ বলো, এটা আমি ক্লাস নিচ্ছি, দুটোর সময় তোমাকে শেষ হয়ে গেছে? ও ঠিক আছে, আমি ক্লাসটা নিয়ে যাচ্ছি দুটোর সময়। Eleven, 12,
Present, sir.
13,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 13.
14, 11, 14, 15, 16,
Present, sir.
17, 18, 19. Roll number 19. Okay, just wait. I'm sharing the Google IMCRP test code as and link.
Sir, that means we will have till analytic versus analytic and harmonic relation till we'll have.
Sorry.
So we will have till analytic and harmonic relationship. We'll
Yeah,
have
yeah.
till. Okay, sir.
I'll be posting in the Google Classroom also, and I have shared one note actually in the Google Classroom. I think you have gone through. So the remaining notes I'll be sharing by this week. This is the exam code and this is the link. So just click the link, give the exam code and the full enrollment ID, and finish the class test by 2:10. So just someone check and let me know whether you can access it right now or not.
Yes, sir, it's working.
The working, sir.
Okay, thank you. So just give the class test by 2:10. Thank you all for attending today's class. I am leaving.